Hey folks, I want to talk about a waste of time that I hear a lot, right? A lot of wasted energy goes into discussing sometimes model fine-tuning. But what we see in the practice is that there was a paper recently measuring agents in production, talks quite deeply about it, that most enterprises should focus on 2026. What the study shows is like 70% they use off-the-shelf models without any weight tuning. And 79% of those, they deployed agents that rely heavily on manual prompt construction. So you see the simplicity sometimes of getting things done. And some prompts, they can exceed 10,000 tokens. Why I'm saying that is because this is actually a very enterprise pattern. It might not be the most elegant, but it's controllable. What I want to suggest here in this conversation is that there is a possible, there are many ways, but there's a three-layer mental model that you can apply for production grade agent prompts. Number one is policy, right? You need to be very clear what's allowed and what's prohibited, what won't be tolerated within that. Then you need to define procedures, how the work should be done, right? And finally, escalations, where to hand off, where to stop, and how you deal with that kill switch type of style. For me, if you implement agentic workflows in your organization right now, I think there's a few things you can do, right? That's going to help you make the most of it. One thing that I see people missing is versioning of prompts. You need to treat like code. You need to have owners, reviews, rollback. You need to have a separate. You need to separate policy as well from task instructions, and you need to build a small regression a set for prompt change. In case they change, they will change, and instrument prompt length and tool calling patterns, right? Because a lot of times these will drift, and ultimately treat retrieval context as like a supply chain, not as an afterthought. There's a few KPIs you can measure. For example, you can measure prompt regression rate, cost per outcome, correction rate by humans, activation of humans, right? So once the model is not achieving what was supposed the agent. I think what you gotta ask yourself is, are you managing prompts with the same discipline you expect for operating procedures in a business? This is a must, in my opinion, to control agentic performance in real life. A lot of folks that I get involved and engage in conversations, I think they're missing those 5, 6 steps that I highlighted, especially treating prompts as code, having proper versioning, and then all the way to what I said before, like separating policy from how tasks should be done. If you tackle those elements, I do believe you can be quite successful in instrumenting your agentic workflows. Hopefully this helps someone. Good luck for all of you out there, and reach out if you want to discuss this area.